In the previous episode, Princess Lexia asked Yuya to marry her, which left everyone stunned. The other knights reminded Lexia of what she was doing, but she claimed it was love at first sight. Lexia also felt uncomfortable with her guard always dictating what she should do. Witnessing the debate between Lexia and her knights, Yuya offered to take them to his home, as the forest was still not safe and there might be stronger monsters that could attack them. Lexia and her knights were surprised and amazed that Yuya had a place to live in the dangerous forest. After arriving at Yuya's home, the knights still couldn't believe that there was a house in the dangerous forest. Yuya then offered them some hot tea. The leader of the knights introduced himself as Owen, who was the captain of the Royal Knights of Asalia. Lexia also introduced herself and Yuya was shocked to learn that she was a princess of a kingdom. Moreover, she was the first princess who would inherit the throne. When Yuya introduced himself, Lexia thought that he was the child of another kingdom because his name sounded unusual, unlike the names in Asalia. However, the guards still had suspicions that Yuya might be a mage or a spy from another kingdom. Nevertheless, Lexia expressed her purpose of wanting to meet Yuya, which was to thank him for saving her. Lexia said that after Yuya saved her on that day, her heart had not stopped beating fast, and it was the first time she felt that way. Therefore, Lexia wanted Yuya to marry her. Yuya looked very confused, but he tried to answer that it made him happy, but for a marriage, it was too hasty. Lexia looked downcast, but she respected Yuya's opinion that love wouldn't be too easy. As many romantic novels she had read, love would encounter many obstacles, and something that went too smoothly would not be enjoyable. Therefore, Lexia offered herself to start as Yuya's friend. Yuya agreed and Lexia immediately held Yuya's hand. After Lexia's gratitude was conveyed, the captain of the soldiers interrupted their conversation and said that there was one more thing to do. The king wanted to express his gratitude directly to Yuya at the palace and asked him to come there. Initially, Yuya refused the invitation, but the captain stated that it was an official order from the kingdom, and he could not refuse it. Finally, Yuya agreed to the request, and the captain was very grateful to him. Lexia was very happy to hear this, and she was eagerly anticipating Yuya's presence at the royal palace. The scene shifts to a small house near the palace, where a mysterious man is talking to an assassin. It turns out that he is the one who planned to kill Lexia, but the assassins failed because Lexia and her soldiers entered the forest and encountered a powerful monster. The assassins thought that Lexia and her guards had been killed by the monsters. However, they were wrong, as the mysterious man saw that Lexia was still alive. The mysterious man then wanted the assassin to leave him, and he still wanted the assassins to kill Lexia. It seems that the mysterious man has a grudge against Lexia. In his house, Yuya is seen getting ready to go to school because today is his first day at Uzai Academy. After arriving at school, Yuya is introduced by the teacher, and he starts attending school there. During the sports lesson, the male students play football, while Yuya can only watch from a distance because he does not have a sports uniform yet. He is amazed to see Ryo, who is very agile and skilled at playing football. While Yuya is engrossed in watching the match, a female student named Kaede Kazama suddenly approaches him. As they both chat, suddenly one of the male students runs and tries to kick the ball towards the goal, but the kick misses and goes towards Kaede instead. However, with agility, Yuya kicks the ball back with a fantastic move. Everyone is amazed, including Ryo, who is very impressed with how Yuya can have such fast reflexes and movements. In the changing room, the female students talk about Yuya's greatness, which looks very cool when he performs that move. The female students think that Yuya must already have a girlfriend. When Yuya is in class, it is seen that a group of thugs enters the schoolyard, where Kaori is having her sports lesson there. The thugs are known as the Red Ogre, who are very dangerous. It turns out that they are after Kaori. There, Kaori sees two people who used to bully Yuya, and at that time, she refused to let them enter Uzai Academy. It turns out that both of them hold a grudge against her. The thugs agreed to kidnap Kaori because they were afraid that the police would come to the place. A sports teacher there made an effort to rescue Kaori, and Yuya, who saw the incident from a distance, also wanted to save her. When he was about to hurry, he realized that his legs were trembling. In that state, he was confused about why he still felt scared looking at the gangsters. He thought that maybe even though his body had become stronger, His mind still had trauma about bullying at his previous school, so he felt weak when facing them. His friends who were next to him saw Yuya standing stiffly, looking very pale. They thought he was sick and took him to the infirmary. But immediately, Yuya slapped himself and tried to strengthen his heart. He rushed to save Kaori. At that time, he was in a class on the 4th floor, and he jumped down promptly, and of course, his friends there were very surprised to see him. Yuya quickly passed through the gangsters, disarmed them, and rushed to save Kaori, who seemed to be about to be taken away by their vehicle. Someone who looked very big and strong tried to stop Yuya, but Yuya could easily overcome him. The leader of the Red Ogres also tried to attack Yuya by crashing his motorcycle, but that failed too. Long story short, the police arrived and arrested all the gangsters. Yuya then asked Kaori if she was okay. Kaori said that she didn't feel worried because she trusted Yuya. When Kaori looked like she was about to faint, Yuya supported her body, and the two of them blushed at each other. When they realized that their plan had failed completely, Yuya blamed the Red Ogres gang, which he thought was very useless. Suddenly, the leader of the Red Ogres choked Yuya and intended to kill him. When Yuya was very desperate and couldn't do anything, he begged anyone to help him. That was when Yuya came to save him and pushed the hand of the Red Ogres leader who was choking Yuya. Yuya was released, and of course, the Red Ogres leader was very angry and wanted to attack Yuya. But seeing Yuya's gaze, he trembled and felt scared. In the end, Yuya still felt confused about why Yuya saved him, even though he had been bullying him for a long time. In their dialogue, Yuya called Yuya Aniki, which from here, we know that Yuya is Yuya's younger brother who had separated from him. Yuya said that even though he had many wounds in his heart, he could not ignore his own brother. Yuya cried hearing that and then prostrated himself to apologize to Yuya. Yuya's friends met him, they were very impressed with him, and did not expect him to do extraordinary things like this. The female students were also very worried about him, and they were very grateful that Yuya was safe. Yuya also felt very grateful to have friends like them, and he thanked them. This is the ending of episode 4. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss part 5 of this series recap.